Hello, everyone. This is Kate from the Malden Public Library. Welcome to another 5 and 5, 5 library recommendations in 5 minutes. This week is our Valentine's Day edition, and I've asked the staff to help me talk about books that made them fall in love with reading. As library lovers, we all have certain moments when we found a book that made our hearts beat a little faster, made us race to see the next chapter or book in the series, and remind us how reading can be a lifelong love affair. To illustrate this, I've rounded up 5 of my coworkers to tell us what books made their hearts sing, and to maybe inspire you to tell us in the comments what books made you love to read.
Hello, my name's Marge Glennon. I work at the Malden Public Library. My favorite books to read when I was a kid was Nancy Drew series by Carolyn Keene. These mysteries were so fun to read because there was always a problem to be solved, and Nancy Drew always solved it. I like that she was a young person, and I always thought she was an interesting character. These books got me interested in reading more, and the first Nancy Drew book I read was The Secret of the Old Clock. Once I started reading it, I was hooked. I liked the book so much, I started reading the Hardy Boys also. I recently looked at the books again in the children's room at the Malden Library and saw that they updated a lot of the books to make them more modern. It was fun to read so many great mysteries as a kid.
Happy Valentine's Day. It's Heidi from the Malden Library. I just want to share a book that I fell in love with recently. For fans of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, we have this new book called Joe and Laurie. It's a retelling of the ending that I found to be far more satisfying than Alcott's, but works really well with Alcott's ending. So for anyone who thought Joe should end up with Laurie, I suggest you check this book out.
Margaret Simon. One of the first books I bought in 4th grade. It was a book I chose. Margaret growing up, moving, new school, new friends, new worries and concerns and feelings. And while reading each page, I felt this book was solely written for me. I still have my well-loved copy with that paperback smell of 1975. The new covers don't express her in the same way like my contemplative cover. Whenever I go to Jersey, I look up at those second-floor windows and I see her, Margaret, in her room by the window, sitting, wearing her brown knee socks and long brown hair, asking, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret."
Hi, my name is Jean. A few years ago, I happened upon and fell in love with Once the Shore, Stories by Paul Yoon. This collection almost feels like a novel because all of the stories are set on the fictional Sola Island off the coast of South Korea. We meet many people there whose diverse experiences are united by their presence on the island. The detailed descriptions of the land and the surrounding sea make it difficult to believe Sola isn't real. The stories take place over much of the 20th century to today and depict the effects of outside influences, Japanese occupation, the US military, international, and Korean tourists. But ultimately, this is a book about living, moments of joy, relationships, struggles, maturation, and loss. Yoon's delicate use of language captures island life gracefully. It's a beautiful book. You can check out this book right now on Hoopla or request it from the library. Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. This is Tina, one of the information librarians, and I'd like to tell you about an author whose children's books continue to impress me with their humor and simplicity. James Marshall wrote and illustrated a series of picture books about the friendship between George and Martha, two lovable hippos. The short stories in each book can be read in just a few minutes and savored by both children and adults for their wit and amusing artwork. With only 2 dots for the eyes, George and Martha express a wide range of emotions, bringing smiles and laughter to their readers. Doodling was a favorite childhood activity for Marshall, but he was discouraged from this early on. Only after an injury kept him from continuing his violin studies did he consider working as an illustrator, and the characters that emerged from the doodles became the basis for his prize-winning picture books. In 2007, he was awarded what is now the Children's Literature Legacy Award. To this day, George and Martha are still bestsellers.
So many inspiring books. And I realize we have already had 5 recommendations, but I'll add my own. If you ask me on any given day my favorite book, it often changes. I love many books for many reasons. I'm a serial book lover who finds new reasons to love other people's writing. So this was a hard question for me because there's so much material to choose from. But I decided to choose a book that made me feel understood as a reader. And that book is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. The story demonstrates the power books have to free us from the difficulties in our lives, to give us space to grow and change and explore new possibilities. They give us tools to move forward in the world. It is also a love letter to libraries and their commitment to access for all. Francie Nolan, the iconic reader, would never have read her many great stacks of books without the open doors of her public library. And I wouldn't be sitting here telling you about my love of books and libraries without, in some small way, the story of Francie Nolan. All right, enough about me. We hope all this talk about books makes you want to start a new relationship with a book or author, or rekindle an old one with a long-forgotten classic. We would love for you to share with us your great book love affairs in our comments section, or if you're feeling the library love, hop on over to lovemasslibraries.com and upload a Valentine to the library as part of Library Lovers Month. I'll include the link in the comments. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day, Happy New Year, and Happy February from all of us at the Malden Public Library. We miss you and hope to share more great books with you soon.